Hey everybody, I'm here in my kitchen tonight and I want to talk to you a little bit about some preparation for some of the upcoming trips that we've got and some things that you need to have in your camping arsenal just for any trip. And we'll talk about a bunch of different things here, but specifically tonight I want to talk about what I call a war bag or a ditty bag. Now, a war bag is just a small bag that holds all of the little small items and the loose items so they don't get lost in your pack. Now, we do lots of different kinds of camping. For example, we do some car camping where we'll pack up our gear in cars and go to like a state park where we're never very far away from a vehicle. So we can pack more gear in. We can throw something in the back of a truck and we can take some heavier items. Then we go to trips where we're going to pack everything in the troop trailer, and we expect everybody in our troop to be self-contained, meaning that you come with your pack and all the gear that you need and only the gear that you need, and perhaps some patrol gear. But we'll take your packs and we'll put them in the trailer and we'll go on site. Maybe it's a little more remote where we're going to actually walk in, maybe hike in, pack in to the campsite. And then of course there are those places when we are totally in the backcountry where it's totally remote, where we are going to be primitive camping, hiking in, and all that you have are the things that you bring on your back. And the ditty bag can be used in all three situations, but really you kind of want to keep an eye on weight. This is not very heavy, it's a couple of pounds, but it's really instrumental, in my opinion, for keeping track of all the little loose items that you want to take with you. Now, I'm going to show you what's in my war bag. These are things that I have been accumulating over many, many years, and not everything is going to be in your war bag, but I want to kind of give you an idea about all of the stuff and that can go in here, and you'll be amazed at the amount of material that can be put in here. Now, I'll put this on the video and put a link, but this is just a little a box of bags that came from Walmart. I think it's about $4. It's got 3 bags in it. The size that I use is the one in the middle, I believe. So yeah, 3 different bags in here. A smaller one, which we're going to hang on to for later. That's really good for a stove. This is the middle-sized bag, and then there's one that's a little bit bigger. So the one that I use is like 10 inches by 5 inches, I think, or something like that. You can get these anywhere. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at any hiking or outdoor store. You can find them online. So not expensive at all, but really instrumental in what we're trying to do. So what's in my war bag? Well, mainly we want a lot of the top 10 items for the Boy Scouts are small enough that you want to kind of carry them in. A lot of these things are for safety, and for them, I'm talking about things like a compass goes in my war bag. I've also got an extra pocket knife. This is just a cheap one. It's brightly colored, so it's hard to lose. This is an extra knife that I keep in my war bag. A lot of things that I'm going to show you here are extras. They're not my only version. There's an old saying that two is one and one is none. That's the way it goes, meaning that it's always good to have a backup. I've got a flashlight. It works, but also additional batteries to go with that, because the battery, and this is something that you want to check, make sure that you've got fresh batteries that are in there before we go on a trip. I've also got rain gear, just a little cheap $1 poncho. I've got a notebook and a piece of paper. Now, we've talked about why we use that. It's important to have something in the event of an emergency. We might want to write something down. We need something to write it on. We need something to write it with. And we take a pencil and not a pen, because the pencil will work when it's wet. And also, all we got to do is shave off the point. We don't have to worry about the ink getting dry. So pencil, a pad, and a piece of paper, something to write with. The ability to make fire is critical. I carry a lighter. It's really easy. They're inexpensive. They last. They'll work when they get wet to some degree. So now there are also some other fire making tools and tricks that we can talk about later. But I do carry a lighter. I carry some plastic bags. I've got just a regular 13-gallon drawstring kitchen trash bag for something bigger. I've got some Ziploc bags in various sizes. They're great for extra food, or if something gets wet that you don't want wet, you don't want contaminating the rest of your pack. I carry duct tape. Duct tape is a very useful and very versatile tool. I like, in my war bag, I carry something brightly colored. This is hot pink, because in the event that we have some kind of emergency, this is very visible. So this is a dual purpose. Anything that we can get that's going to cover more than one purpose, then this is what we want to use. I carry with me a very small pair of scissors. These are fishing scissors that are small, because you never know when you're going to need to cut something that a knife isn't the best tool for. I carry a small whetstone, like an extra carabiner, dental floss. This is one of my favorite things. My Scoutmaster told me when I was 11 years old, said you always got to carry dental floss. Why? Well, this is so versatile. Number one, if you get something stuck in your teeth, it's instrumental in getting it out, but also it can be used as makeshift string. It's very, very strong, so if you need to make it can be used as fishing line. It can be used to make a laundry line. Clothesline, that's what I'm trying to think of. The last 12 miles or so of Philmont, my pack broke, and I brought it home with a pack tied together with duct tape. Nowadays, I would probably use a wire tie. I've got a couple of wire ties in there. They're certainly more functional for small repairs on a pack like that, but just a couple of small wire ties. I carry this little device. Is a bottle opener, but it's also got a tape measure. If we're out in the boat somewhere, we catch a fish, we don't know, we need to know how big it is, something like that, we've got that. Of course, the whistle for safety, for emergency situations. I've got an ace bandage in here. I've got some chapstick in here. It's great for not only for taking care of your lips, particularly in a sun situation, but also it's waxy, and so if you needed to make an emergency repair on a tent or a tarp to keep it from leaking, this will do in a pinch. It will not last for long, but it'll do in a pinch. Little sewing kit that I've had in my war bag probably for 35 years. It's just got another a small pair of scissors, and I keep it all together in one place, needle and thread. And then some fun stuff. Well, a little small first aid kit. This is just something that I like the plastic stuff. Now, anytime that you can get something that's going to be self-contained, I like little containers. Like this is a Icebreakers mints. It's empty, but this is the kind of thing that you could find where if you've got little small pieces or something, you can put them in this and put them inside your war bag, and it'll be all keep it all in one place. Some Tylenol. Inside my little first aid kit, I've got just basic stuff: Neosporin, alcohol wipe, and some Band-Aids. You don't want to go overboard on the first aid kit for your personal side, because you're probably going to have one, unless you're going to be alone, because you're probably going to have a troop version or a patrol first aid kit. This is just kind of a personal stuff. Also, I carry some antacids. The chili doesn't go down quite as good as it used to, if you know what I mean. So, antacids. Now, I also carry a deck of cards and a pair of dice. We've played camp games so many times with just deck of cards, playing spades. I can't tell you how much fun we've had playing spades and hearts, sitting around the tents on a camping trip. It's great for building friendships. I've got a little mosquito net that goes over my head, and these days I'm carrying an extra pair of reading glasses because, eyesight tends to go. So you kind of get the idea. Here is the last thing in here. I've got a plastic bag that's got a candle and also a thing of hand sanitizer. These can be used, again, we're talking about fire starting in an emergency. A candle is a great thing to have. If you can get fire, then you can light a candle. The candle will stay lit a lot longer than the lighter will, and help you get started. And then, of course, this is the alcohol-based hand sanitizer to take care of that. So that's the war bag, the ditty bag. Call it what you want. Like I said, you can put anything you want to in it. This, what I showed you, I take almost every time I travel, even when I travel with a suitcase. If I'm going on a plane somewhere, a lot of times I will put this in there just because you never know when you're going to need something. Now, this is not packed for weight. I know that some of you are watching this, you're going to say, oh man, that's too heavy for hiking. Yes, absolutely it is. There are a lot of items there that I would never dream of taking if we're going somewhere in the backcountry where we're conscious about weight. But there are some of the things we can take out. Some of them I'm not going to ever take out, and some of them are worth the extra weight. And there may be something in here that needs to be, but is not. There's no water purification things in here, although I do have a water purification straw that I keep with me. But the whole idea is that you keep all of your small items in one place in your pack so they don't get mixed up and you don't lose them. And they're in one place so that they're easy to find when you do need them. So anyway, that's the war bag. This is the first of these videos. We're going to talk about some other things. We're going to talk about water purification. We're going to talk about how to pack a pack We're going to talk about what kind of gear that you need for summer camp. So I want you to learn from these. And if you got any questions at all or any comments, please ask me. We'll talk to me at the troop meeting. Talk to me. You feel free to pick up the telephone and call me anytime. We are here to make this as fun and as enjoyable as possible. And a lot of that comes from having the right equipment to be prepared. Y'all have a great week.